Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Jane Live Miracle Medicine on a Thursday, where we speak about our practical experiences at the 365 Healthy by Choice Center in Bryanston. It's a global center, 24/7 virtual link-up, natural holistic quantum medicine. And this evening, I'm bringing you a lot of information on detoxification. It's one of my pet areas. And before we get onto nutrients and everything, we need to get onto detoxification. Not always physical detoxification, but also emotional detoxification. Because underneath the physical, the deep root causes lie, which are the emotions. And they're not always our emotions. Often we're carrying the molecules of your mom or your dad or your granny or your grandpa or your great granny. And these molecules of emotion are within you and often rear their head at times when you're not really ready. And you can't quite put it together because why? How? Where's this coming from? What's this all about? So I'm going to demystify all of that for you today. And it really brings me great pleasure to see you here this evening and people from around the world. Thank you so much. And let's just kick off straight away. Why do we need to be worried about detoxification? Why is it my primary concern when people come to me where they want to balance their health? They know there's something wrong. Nobody can pinpoint it. And there's a whole myriad of reasons for this. So the reason is that our poor bodies are exposed to something like 700,000 toxins per day. Most of them man-made, man-generated. And our poor liver, kidneys, lungs, liver, gut have a lot of difficulty processing and clearing these toxins. It's just too much actually for one body to deal with. Our ancestors knew about this, and they would go into deep sweat pits and Swedish massages and the like to sweat and detoxify themselves. The athletes that come and see me, I must say, even if they eat greasy hamburgers at halftime or after the match, they have very, very, very little physical toxicity because they're sweating so much out. They've got to be careful that they actually reintroduce enough minerals back into their body due to the sweating to keep their electromagnetic field alive. So there's no doubt that lifestyle, exercise, sunshine, breathing, water, hydration, rest, nature, not eating fried, processed food, eating when you're relaxed, with joyful company, things like not chewing properly, not taking probiotics when you eat to digest your food for you, build-up of calcification, build-up of parasites, build-up of toxins. The toxins, physical toxins, could be anything from actually geopathic stress, radiation, environmental toxins, chemical toxins, pesticides, fungicides, even xenoestrogens that we pick up from touching plastic. These are all severe toxins. And also what I'm finding are the nuclear toxins, the radon, the uranium, the plutonium. So we're picking up an inordinate amount of toxins. And, getting back to the parasites, some of them are man-made, and some are body-made, and there's two theories here and they're both right. So our body will produce opportunistic pathogens in response to a toxin entering our body. So let's say you walk down the aisle at the supermarket, the soap aisle, the aisle where all the toxic soaps are and the chemicals. As you walk down that aisle, your skin will absorb the organocarbons that are in the air, and you'll breathe them in as well. So the body becomes on high alert, and it will send the white blood cells there. The beneficial microbes will automatically shapeshift into the pathogenic aggressive form and meet the white blood cells at the site and start detoxifying the body, start scavenging the toxins. Similarly, if you pick up an organism outside. However, when your body decides you need to detoxify, this is the theory I've just explained to you. It automatically identifies it and knows to go and heal it. However, the very cleverly made organisms and pathogens and toxins, our body is not wired to find them. It's not wired to find a man-made parasite. So then we have to wake up the body's immune system to go and find it. Those parasites are contagious. The ones that the body automatically makes out of its good beneficial team of microbes, the opportunistic pathogens, are not contagious. So if my body decides to detox, very often at the equinoxes and the solstices, by the way, because that's when the earth detoxifies. So you will find the buildup in, for example, early December up until the equinox. March the 21st, June the 21st, September the 21st. Those are times when the earth is detoxifying, and you will find your body automatically wants to detox, and it generally falls round about the seasonal change. So don't think it's strange. So those are the times, as I say, when our body will actually go into automatic detox. But aside from that, those pathogens are not contagious. It's the ones that are made where people breathe them out, cough them out, and you can pick them up by touch. You go to restaurants, you go down escalators, touch the public toilet handles, for example. Those are the ones you have to read. Those are the ones you have to watch, because once the body's cleared itself, those pathogens retract automatically back into the stable, friendly form. And they are army, and they are looking out for anything that they need to scavenge and look after. So with that background, we're going to have a look and see how I consolidate detoxification. And some people go month by month. Some people will do 2 or 3 or 4 in one go. We generally like to reset with about 3 or 4 because we work with potentiation. Now, that's nothing to do with homeopathic potentization. Please understand, this is natural potentiation, where 1 + 1 is 3, 3 + 3 is 9. And so by using 4 items together in their natural, organic, authentic form, they will potentiate each other. You don't get potentiation when you're using extracted, heated, frozen, denatured natural substances. This only works with nature, substances that are exactly as nature intended. All right, because those are those foods, let's say the pollen, the bee pollen, let's say ashwagandha, let's say andrographis, are in the form that nature intended. When you combine those two together, it's extremely powerful, and you get potentiation. So I think that's clear. If it's not, please send me a message in the chat. So the first place of detoxification, I think, is to remove the body of unwanted electromagnetic smog and recharge the body's battery. And there are 2 main ways of doing this. For example, if the cell phone's battery goes flat, you plug it in. The electrons flow from the plug through the cable to the cell phone, and before you know it, you've got 100% charge and everything's working again. Similarly, with the human body, to charge us, one of the biggest ways of doing that is to put our feet on the ground, bare feet, because the electrons from the earth are absorbed immediately, and within half an hour, we've basically recharged. And I've got lots of testimonies of this, especially the cancer patients where the electromagnetic charge is very weak. Their gold, their silver, their copper levels are really weak. Every single one of them. The battery's flat, the magnetic field is spinning in the wrong way, and they're not able to actually build their immunity and detox the degeneration out of their body, the parasites out of their body. So it's just a growth space. And we come in. So the first place is to charge this battery. We use the ground, and I'm going to be taking products off my shelf here, 365 Healthy by Choice Center in Bryanston. So Almost Gold, it's even in looks like a little bit of a battery pack. This is our alchemical product. Gold, silver, copper, nickel, cobalt, platinum, ruthenium, palladium. There's about 10 of these platinum precious metal minerals. These are the superconductors of electricity. If you think about it, copper wire will put the light on. Same with us. But we've got 10 of them in here. So we would take a tablespoon in the morning in water, and if it was a very, very poorly charged body, we would do another tablespoon in the evening. Remember that gold is the biggest detoxifying agent metal on the planet, and it's not only going to charge your body, it's going to detoxify you as well. It crosses the blood-brain barrier within seconds. It does not need the liver to digest it. It's alchemy. It's the highest frequency product that I have. This Almost Gold we make, it's alchemy salt to gold, and Almost is the flagship product of the entire 365 Healthy by Choice brand. And you will notice on all the bottles it says Almost Gold, and that's because we have sourced the highest potency certificate of analysis products available in the world. So, there's differences between an expensive ginseng and a cheap ginseng, an expensive turmeric and a cheap turmeric, for example. So with a certificate of analysis, you're guaranteed your product is virtually free of any heavy metals, insecticides, pesticides, etc., and it exceeds the world standard in terms of quality. So if you took chlorella, it would have to be above the world standard in order to be packed and sold and exported. So I hope that just gives you an idea what a certificate of analysis is. It's critical. And I sleep at night because my products all have it. Okay, so rest assured I'm not polluting any one of your bodies. So this is a way to charge the body and detoxify the body. So your question would be, does this heal that? Does it fix this? What about bones? What about parasites? What about bubonic plague? This product was used single-handedly to deal with bubonic plague those hundreds of years ago, just to tell you. And I've read it. So very, very important product. Cleansing the body, cleansing the brain, bringing in calmness, intuition, wisdom, and that's what the ancients used it for. I'm not going to go into that today. If you want to see more on Almost Gold, go to my YouTube channel, Jane Mackenzie, and in the search bar at the top, type in Almost Gold, and you will get about 3 or 4 or more. Type in metals, and you will get also Almost Gold. Remember that this is in the liquid form. So it's not the gold, the periodic table, 2-dimensional gold. This is liquid. Gold, silver, copper, nickel. Okay, so this is an absolute very important first step because we're charging the body. We need conductive mineral metals. The other one that does the conduction is our Replenish with boron. And this product has got 2 sachets inside it. One has got the Replenish, which is calcium, magnesium, potassium, and a whole host of electrolytes, as well as boron. The electrolytes are the semiconductors of electricity, and they hang around in the gut, outside the cells, inside the cells, and they make sure that food gets absorbed through the gut membrane, through the lungs, and into the cells, and enabling ATP and energy to be formed. So this is our second way of bringing in minerals, trace minerals, to charge the body. Okay, so once we've got that right, now we're already moving. Okay, and we've got in the sun, and we've earthing, and we're drinking our water, and we're breathing properly, because of course nothing's going to really replace our breathing. And every breath we take, we detoxify. The reason why we die after 3 minutes is not a lack of oxygen, it's buildup of toxicity. That is how quick this body builds up toxicity. 3 minutes. and we die of toxicity, not lack of oxygen, just to tell you. So very, very interesting. The next, from a nutrition point of view, would be oil. Flaxseed oil, terribly, terribly important. Why flaxseed oil? All of this is on the website as well, the 365healthybychoice.com website. And next to most of the products, there's a little 1-minute video, tells you about it, and also information. So I urge you to go and have a look. In a nutshell, flaxseed oil is the oil with the highest life force. Every single thing I'm talking about today has got about life force, because that's our energy. Energy is our currency. And to function properly, we need life force. So these all, as you detoxify, you raise your immunity and you raise your life force. You raise your magnetic field. Okay, so flaxseed oil we would take twice a day, a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons morning and evening, cold pressed. We never ever heat it. And this product creates an electrical potential across the gut and the lung membrane and the cell membrane to get food and oxygen into the cell. Without it, you're going to battle to absorb food and oxygen. Very, very important, flaxseed oil. Because it's raw and it's got enzymes, it's going to detox the body of oil, neutral fat that hangs around, fat in the blood. And I'll speak to you a little bit about that when we do the fat detox. So remember that the cold pressed oil, never ever heated. We put it on cooled down, steamed or water stir fried food. Or if you've, yeah, that's where we put it. Okay, let's leave it at that. Okay, so that's very, very important. Regarding the oxygen, there's really a lot of products. So I hope you've got a little bit of time and you've got your notepads out. I will post the video, but in any event. So when we're talking about oxygen, we've got a couple of very nice things to show you. Okay, so our cell vitality oxy minerals, there's 2, and the one activates the other one, and we get an enormous amount of oxygen getting released. This works as an oxidant, which is different to an antioxidant. So an oxidant will pull the electron envelope off the free radical electron, because remember, a stable molecule, you'll remember from science at school, has all the electrons paired in the outer orbit. If it's a free radical, let's say from a heated oil or mercury or an X-ray, anything, smoking causes a free radical damage. There's unpaired electrons and they wreck the body, they wreck the DNA. So what oxygen does is it pulls the electron envelope off the spare free radical, renders all the particles inactive, and balances the body. Opposite to an antioxidant, let's say almost gold, let's say glutathione, let's say vitamin C, where these give electrons and it pairs up the outer orbit, balancing the molecule, which can then get removed. So oxidants and antioxidants are opposite. Oxygen, cell vitality oxyminerals, work as an oxidant, and they will come in and clean naturally. The millivolts is 0.95. That the voltage of a normal breath is 1.3. And that of, for example, ozone is 2.3. And we were speaking about ozone earlier today with I was speaking to one of my practitioner friends, colleagues, and one of my clients was on the quantum machine, and I did dark field analysis. This is a cancer client, and this cancer client is ozoning everything and drinking about 2 liters of alkaline water a day. Okay, well, that's fair enough. The ozone, I've just told you, the voltage is too high. So it blitzes every single cell. So it makes the membrane of the cells very susceptible, very fragile. And it actually thickens the red blood cell in the blood. And then there's a technical term here. The protons cannot be released. The protons are what shift when I told you when the microbes are called to the site of infection or toxicity. So if you're not getting that release of the proteins from the red blood cells, you're not going to get that magic happening. You're not going to get that immunity. In the cancer patient, you want immunity. That's what you're trying to build, and you're giving medicinal mushrooms and glutathione and ormus and raw jelly and everything to build immunity. And if you come and zap it all with ozone, it's really quite sad, I would say. And many people pop. We call it popping because those cells just do pop. They give up. So, and this is not new news. You can read about this. So it makes the cell membrane very fragile. We can't have that. We need a very, very intact red blood cell membrane and cellular membrane in the body. So we use the antioxidants to do that. They clear away only the degenerative cells, only the toxins, the parasites in the body that should not be there. They leave everything else alone. Little millivolts, 0.95. And those of you who know. Okay, and there's nothing really to replace this directly. We use it with a DMSO. And the DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, also got an oxygen, but mainly a sulfur. This is pure plant tree sap. Works without drops. Depending on the level of chronic disease, we would use the oxygen drops anything between 4 to 10 times a day, just to tell you. And each time we take some of the DMSO with it. Yes, the DMSO can gas off because it's detoxifying you. It's like the kidney releasing toxins, or the skin, excepting with the lung, the breath carries it. The sulfur carries it, so there's a slight garlicky smell. But as soon as you clean, you don't have that. You can't smell it on anyone. So just to tell you, that goes away. So the plant tree sap, organic plant tree sap, levitational, like the ormus gold, levitational, working against gravity. And we need that because we are too dense, and crystallized and solidified. So we need the products that can lift us and balance us nicely, working with the Chinese energies, if anybody's studied the Chinese energy. So those are very, very important detoxifying agents. Very, very important. And we also have cell oxygen in a capsule, and here you would take the capsules on an empty stomach 3 times a day, depending on the severity as well. 3 times a day, right down to 3 1 times a day, and then down to 1 a day kind of thing. We would start people on 1 a day and then build them up. So the thing with oxygen is it's going to detoxify you. This one is bound to magnesium, which is wonderful. It separates in the gut, in the intestine, and renders the intestine nice and relaxed. That's what the magnesium does. So very important, that one as well. And those are our antioxidants. From an oxidant point of view to detox, we do have phytosterol C, which has got 12 plants and herbs in it, all with different variations of phytosterols and vitamin C, different variations in the molecular structure, so your body can take whichever form it needs there and then, right then, to go in and balance those pairs of electrons. That's what that's what an antioxidant will do. So this phytosterol C is amazing. And we would then use it at a different time to the oxidation of the cell vitality oxyminerals, of course, because if we use them together, they're going to neutralize each other out. So that we have fantastic. And we also have glutathione, which is a more powerful antioxidant than vitamin C. And we have it in oral form. We also have both of these in intravenous form. So those people who are not absorbing properly, and we do get this, are able to then do an intravenous dose as well for about a month. Just get the dosages and get the body in a balanced state. I wouldn't say on an ongoing basis, and I wouldn't say, in place of eating properly. I think that's not right. But it should be used therapeutically, as far as I'm concerned. So we don't want lazy people here. So we've got some really nice antioxidants there. I'm just going to see what other minerals we would use. We've got a copper powder. That's going to bring up the copper level very quickly, especially in the cancer patients. Just want to close this door. So copper is useful. Let me see. We've got methylene blue, and this is not working like an oxidant at all. Methylene blue will activate the mitochondria and produce ATP and energy in the cell. And sometimes we use it with the cell vitality oxy minerals, but at different times, because this will also activate, well, not will also, this does activate the ATP in the mitochondria. Remember, the mitochondria are eukaryote bacteria. So there again, your mind should be saying, well, probiotics. So we are 90% probiotic. And our genetic makeup is 99% microbial. We have to. This is our probiotic. This one is so powerful. It has 80 to 120 live strains. And these will go and scavenge heavy metals in the body, as well as building our immunity, what I spoke to you about earlier. I've shown many of you what this looks like under the microscope. It is unbelievably beautiful. First of all, the color of the blue surrounding the screen now is the color in the background. So if I put a couple of drops onto a slide, put a cap over and put it under the microscope, that's what I see. I see blue, and then I see a kaleidoscope of colors and shapes of organisms, all moving in a rhythm, holding their center point. They don't scream around the slide like a parasite does. They hold their central point. Amazing. Okay, so these are the ones that will scavenge, and they will heal, and they will boost our immunity. Also part of detoxification. But these organisms, I've been saying it this whole month, 5 times a day, 2 capfuls 5 times a day, every time you eat, because if you don't have probiotic when you eat, you cannot digest your food, and then you won't absorb it. So people talk about malabsorption. No, it's maldigestion. The microbes will take the protein, the amino acid out of the protein, out of the meat, out of the vegetable protein, whichever the form of the protein it is. Without the microbes, you're not going to get proper digestion, and then you will get worms and things in the gut, mucus in the gut, and all these wonderful words that people come in and tell me they've been diagnosed with. It's very simple to fix all that, by the way. So these probiotics, these are your friends. When my children were young, they would have their friends before they went to school. And my microbes and your microbes, if we're meeting in person, will greet each other. To the extent that if you're on an antibiotic, my microbes will try and hide away because they will be affected by your antibiotic, and vice versa. Not that I would take antibiotic. I've got enough strength. This is the non-resistant antibiotic that we use. Okay, so I think on that one, you know about the detoxification there. I'm going to go along my shelf here and see as we go. Right, so now we're going to start talking about, we've done sun, earth, air, water, minerals, oils, oxygen, and the methylene blue. That's where we've got to so far. So now I'm going to do, in any event, an assessment on people, and I'm going to see which organs are blocked. Okay, and this is also ancient Chinese medicine, organs. The organs always reveal emotions, and emotions, I said earlier, are always underneath physical. So emotions are represented in the organs. So the liver will be anger, the lungs will be sadness and grief, the kidney will be fear, the heart will be love and hate. And I'm now taking cognizance of that, so you can think of yourself too. So we have a look and we see which organs are blocked. And this is what I put together in this 365 Healthy by Choice. This is a toolkit, by the way. It's a plug and play. And after all these years, this year we're celebrating the 15th year of 365 Healthy by Choice. I think I know my game by now. All right, gut cleanse. So we've just done the probiotic. We've done Ormus Gold. We've done oxygen. Okay, here is our gut cleanse. It's got Cascara Sagrada and all other beautiful, beautiful Triphylla, slippery elm, reishi, MSM, comfrey, bee pollen, what's I want to say? Parsley, celery, ginger, peppermint, kelp, spirulina, turmeric, stinging nettle. All beautiful things to cleanse and restore the gut, along with the other products. We would use with the gut cleanse, we would use an enzyme. Very important. Enzymes can be taken with food or separate from food, depending what you're trying to do. If you're wanting to digest your food with the food, if you're wanting to clean the blood and clean scarring and stuff in the body and degenerative material, you would take the enzymes away from food, just to say. So we've got 7 very, very powerful enzymes in here. We've got one that also does has betaine in it, betaine hydrochloric acid, because often people are really, really acidic, which is a problem because their acidity is low, the oxygen is low, the inflammation is high, and those 3 are markers of degeneration setting in. So we put in a betaine hydrochloric acid here to raise the acidity in the stomach. Not everybody. Some people are hyper secreting acid, so we're aware of that, but generally, we acid here and we alkaline here. So we've got to reverse that because we want to be acid here and alkaline here. So we take the enzyme with a betaine. So we've got all of that already and worked out perfectly. Okay, now let's have a look at this wonderful one, the zeolite. Zeolite works particularly well with all the detox organs. But what is zeolite? It's volcanic rock dust. It's magnetic, paramagnetic rock dust. And it will magnetize out the toxins. It first cleans the gut, and then it starts pulling out of the body, start cleansing the liver and everything, magnetizing the toxins out, helping the body. What it also does is it finds uric acid. So many people have got high uric acid, especially in the kidneys, registered in the kidneys, and then it will be in the joints and the bones, etc. And this one here neutralizes it. It's just a wonderful thing, a teaspoon at night before you sleep, beautiful. And then I'm going to move then to the kidney cleanse. Let me just get it for you here. The kidney cleanse. Okay, I'm going to bring the big bottles out because you can see them easier. So the kidney cleanse, and this has got also a host of stuff, in particular Chanca-Piedra, which I'm going to speak about just now when we talk about calcification of the body. So this will help remove stones. Kidney cleanse, just remember this one. It's got also mucuna in it, mucuna bean, which drives fear off the kidney. Earlier I said kidney is associated, that organ, with fear. Very important. Put it in here, cordyceps, singing nettle, dandelion, parsley, horsetail. Horsetail would be in here with bladder incontinence, gives structure to the cells. Ginger, pomegranate, MSM, citrus bioflavonoids, vitamin C natural, spirulina, and bee pollen. So these are all, this is obviously my range. I've designed it, and they're all specifically put together. So this is our kidney cleanse 2 a day. So gut cleanse 2 a day, kidney cleanse 2 a day, and then I would add the zeolite with it. And we've also got a kidney tea that you drink every day. So we've got the kidney pretty much sorted out. Then let's have a look at the liver cleanse, the next organ. Remember, we're doing organs now. So this liver cleanse is also the large size 120s. And here, the big important one is Schizandra berry. And this one will split the toxins off and carry it out. Something like a milk thistle won't carry the toxin out. It's free to bind again. Schizandra berry, no. It's also an adaptogen. It also wards off electromagnetic frequencies. So this is a very, very welcome product. And I would say 8 out of 10 people, the liver is the biggest problem. And, you know, in here, apart from the Schizandra berry, we've also got Chanca-Piedra. Why? Because of calcification in the liver, gallstones. So I'll show you our gallbladder flush just now. And that, I would say also 8 out of 10 people have got a blocked or partially blocked gallbladder. That means that bile acid isn't coming out. That means that the oil is not getting digested. Apart from the cholecystokinin hormone that comes down to digest cholesterol and the rest of it, a blocked liver blocked gallbladder, your oil's going to shoot up, so is your blood pressure, because the blood gets thick and it moves slowly. The oxygen per minute to the vital organs and cells is 50%, 40%, 30%, and the blood pressure becomes screamingly high. So we're very aware of all of this. Also, if the liver's not cleansed, when the body says, hey, send me some testosterone, send me some thyroid hormone, and the message comes to the liver, the liver's needs to detox, so the message isn't transferred. It's not transferred in this thick, dirty, oily, messy, parasite-filled blood. Comes up to the hypothalamus, pineal, pituitary. Might be calcified up here. It might be parasitized as well, heavy metals, and that message doesn't get here. So even if the hypothalamus, pineal, and pituitary get the message, I mean, even if the hormones are there, they don't get the message, so they don't release. So what does everybody do? They go and buy glucophage, because the hormones and enzymes were not released, thyroid hormone. They go and get adrenal products. They go and get a whole lot of gut things to help them digest, because the gut hormones aren't coming out. And that's what ends up happening. They end up on a whole series of medicine. Instead of getting to the root cause, clean the liver. Clean the blood. Here's how I want to clean the blood and the vessels. I'll come to that in a moment. So let's clean the liver. We've got a host of beautiful herbs and nutrients in here, 2 capsules a day. So somebody came to me and they said, Jane, my liver, I've got cirrhosis of the liver, normally non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. So it's fatty material. I've been given 2 years to live. That man, this was 4 years ago, that man is alive today. And furthermore, we healed that liver within a month. Now, you must know what effect that has on the modern medicine world, because it was 24 months of no medicine being prescribed, no doctor seen, and no hospitalization. So I'm not really their friend, as you can imagine. But this is how powerful these are. To clean the blood, now we're getting the liver, the blood, and we're going to clean the hypothalamus. We've got the blood cleanser. And this one's amazing because it does the vessel, also plaque, also chunkopiedra in here. Calcification is massive. Fat toxicity is massive. Protein toxicity is massive. And that's what generally blocks the organs. So we're top of our game here. In the blood cleanse and vessel cleanse, we've got the chunkopiedra, the triphala, kelp, bee pollen, green tea extracts, turmeric, Siberian ginseng, MSM, medicinal mushroom mix. There's 6 in there. Pomegranate, vitamin C, citrus bioflavonoids, cacao, and echinacea. So I've put in the big guns in here, and you can get the potentiation from here. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 times 13. You work out the potentiation here. I mean, it's just huge. So that's cleaning that. So we've done the kidney, the gut, the kidney, and the liver. Now let's have a look at what is next. Oh, sorry, I'm going to shoot back to the liver, because this is vital. We sell this like water. It's our gallbladder flush, and inside we've got a whole lot of goodies and little things that you have to take at certain times in the night. And you need 2 grapefruits, and you need to mix up all these little salts, and the instructions are inside perfectly for everybody to read. And I'm telling you, this we sell so much of, and we recommend a gallbladder flush every 3 weeks until your level shows us that you're in the green, which means you've purified the gallbladder and the duct is clean and all the bile acid is flowing out. And we can measure that by then if there's no fat in the blood, and by then the blood pressure is normalized. And by then the body's healthy because the oxygen's going everywhere. We need a flow of oxygen. We need a flow of life force. And we cannot have blockages, stagnation. All right, so now let me move here. I'm so glad I'm doing this here today, because usually I've got a whole lot of products and they're all over, and I don't have a sequence. So now I'm going to move to, there's quite a big one here. Let me do the lung. And then I'm going to come and do Right, the lung. So also available in a large 120s, but this is the 60s bottle. And also I've got beautiful things in here to cleanse and restore the lung and to encourage oxygen transfer. And, I always think of 2020 when COVID came out, because this product sold like water. It still does, especially with long-term COVID and COPD and all those asthma, all the terrible restrictive lung conditions. So when we're looking at balancing somebody and resetting them, you see, we might say almost gold, we might say flaxseed oil, we might say microbiome reset, we might say oxygen, we might say DMSO, we might say a liver cleanse, depends what we read. So there's no guesswork. And then a person has their benchmark, and then they can come in a month's time or earlier and reassess that they walk in, they're vibrant, they're looking different, people are telling them they're looking different, they've lost weight, their skin's shining, and the results show. That's evidence-based medicine. So the research I've done. So the lung's lovely. It's bee pollen and Irish moss and MSM and cordyceps, medicinal mushroom, lime's gold, the phytosterol C, triphylla. Then I put the replica RNA and DNA. I'll talk about that too. Peppermint and sage. Sage is very important because it dries up the lungs, dries up the mucus. Two a day, depending. Sometimes we do 2 in the morning and 2 at night, depending on the condition, on all of these. So that's our lung. And all right, now I'm going to talk about our lymph drainage product. And this one here I'm very proud of because it works. They all work, but this really works. Not too many lymph cleansing or lymph draining products that work. And we've got the cat's claw in here, the chasteberry, the andrographis, devil's claw, moringa, dandelion, golden seal, all specific for the lymph. And the ladies and the men that take this, even, when cancer starts metastasizing, we've got to work quickly. So this lymph drainage is very, very highly important to detox, to heal that lymph. Lymph is usually a buildup of protein waste that hasn't been digested properly because they never took probiotics. So I also encourage a cross-section of probiotics. You can do kimchi, you can do miso, idli, raw cottage cheese, kefir. Our ancestors knew this. It was on the table. It was a matter of course. They knew. We expect our body to digest a pizza this size, white flour, heated oil, not a lot of gunk on the top of it. We expect our body to be able to digest that without the help of microbes. It's not going to happen. And that will lead to dis-ease and disease in the body. So lymph drainage is critical. Now moving on to getting sort of to the last stages of detoxification for those of you who are bearing out with me. But this is a lecture and a half, and it needs to be. Para-immune. Now I'm going to do parasite. Oh, yes, I'm going to do, where's this one? All Clear. The All Clear Detox is a phenomenal product. And I'm going to do the para-immune. I'm going to do, all right, let's do these two, and then I'll do the weight right. So the first one I'm going to do is the All Clear. Now, this product I put together for insecticides, pesticides, heavy metals, xenoestrogens, uranium, plutonium, aspartame, which is sugar sweeteners. All right, it's called All Clear Enviro Detox. And here, again, you could take 2 in the morning, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner, depending. You would build up, do that for about three weeks or so, measure your toxicity levels. I would combine this with the oxygen, with the ormus. I'll always put in the flaxseed oil. I always put in a probiotic to start cleaning those heavy metals out. Absolutely. For sure. I would put the DMSO in as well. So just know that we've got an all clear environmental detox, and that's got all the andrographises, the golden seals, even sarsaparilla. It's got all of that in it. So really, really works to clear. Iodine chlorella. in it. So that's great. That's a lovely, lovely one. And now, so those toxins are out now, including radiation. I've covered it. Now we're going to do the para-immune. So parasites. I talked in the beginning. Some pathogens are body-made because they need to in response to the body's cleaning, natural cleaning. Or you went down an aisle or you got into an aeroplane or whatever, natural cleaning, your body wants to clean. When we absorb man-made parasites, many of them, genetically modified parasites, the body is not used to finding them. So we have to bring in the big guns. So we do bring in cell vitality. I've got to have the cell working. So I have to have flaxseed oil. I have to have a microbiome reset working with me, DMSO working with me. And here's the para-immune. So let's say it was a COVID thing. We would use I picked up glutathione. Of course we would use that, but we would use the lung cleanse and the para-immune. 4 capsules before breakfast, 4 capsules with breakfast. Wait 2 hours, start your oxidation treatment with the oxygen. Okay, and that combination together, it wipes out the parasites. Almost on a daily basis, you can actually watch the blood. What I put in here are the major herbs that block the shape-shifting of these parasites. They're very, very clever. Genetically modified funguses, bacteria, and so on. They will shape-shift and they will push the fungus forward if there's an antibiotic or something or a herb coming for the bacteria and vice versa and so on. So in here, this is amazing because we have the cat's claw, which we spoke about already, Andrographis, Astragalus, Tahibo, Saucipilla, Golden Seal, and we've got Artemisia, cloves and walnut hull, and knotwood. So this one, and powder arco, will address funguses, bacteria, and yeasts, and all those funny genetically modified organisms. So if you took this and the all clear, that's also a great combination. When we're cleaning the body of heavy metals and that, we don't want to disturb the body. We don't want to do something like an EDTA chelation because it pulls all the minerals out of you. You're left incredibly weak. Imagine, I've just said to you in the beginning, we've got to mineralize the body to get the body charged. It leaves you absolutely flattened. Not worth it. This is the way we do it. Or also people that go for those 1.5-year treatments. No, you just come and get some of the drops, some DMSO, the environmental detox, a para-immune, and you're done. All right, so that's the para-immune. Now I'm going to talk about fat in the body. And we have 2. We have a weight loss and we have a fat go. What's the difference? Same base. Okay, but a thinny doesn't want weight loss. So I've got Gymnema in here, which will balance